過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, and I'm back with another new chapter of It's Hero Time, DxD. And honestly, thanks, guys. Thanks for loving this series, to be honest. I wasn't for sure if it was going to get any traction, especially with that last chapter not being action-packed, but being more of a chapter to, well, have interactions between characters and all that, and then starting out in Kuo. Also, little recap, Ben finally meeting his distant relatives, being the Hayatos, being his Uncle Goro and his Aunt Miki, with also meeting his cousin Issei, who already hates the guy, even though Asya thinks that the two of them look alike in some way. But even so, Issei continually, despises Ben, thinking that he is a rich American boy or something, pretty boy, even though, in Ben's standards, he looks quite plain. Not only that, Ben finally found out that, Kuo Academy was once an all-girls school, which means there are more female students than guys, which Ben was shocked and surprised, but feels like he can handle it. Was soon meeting with Sona and Tsubaki as they asked him questions about why has he come to Kuo, what's his relationship with Issei, and everything else in between as well. With then Momo leading him to their homeroom class. However, it seems like both Sona and Rias have their eyes on the universe's greatest hero. So how will things play out? So, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 3, Just Like the Good Old Days. Ben's first day at Kuo was, let's just say boring. Like, beyond boring, for example. For Ben, he basically has spent his entire day going over all of subjects that he would go over in America. That being that of algebra, also that of English, that of, social studies, history, world history, science, and many, many, many other things. However, the only new thing that he's covering is that of Japanese, which to Ben is literally his hardest subject as we speak. Given that he only used the Omnitrix to translate Japanese so he could understand it. He's not that good at basically understanding Japanese as a whole, especially katakata and that of, kanji as well. Honestly, he's on one-way ticket to pray to Azimuth and possibly ask him to be his tutor for the class, or possibly, just or find a way to use Alien X to erase the very Japanese language as a whole. But Ben knows better that he shouldn't use his, Omnitrix like this just because he's struggling in school right now. As for speaking with school, as for his social life, even though he's related to Issei, and a lot of girls basically hate Issei, they basically decided to despise Ben on vice versa just because they're related, even if it's by distant relative standards. However, the girls in his classroom, on the other hand, let's just say they all know the reason on who Ben is. He's nothing like his cousin Issei, which some of the girls are starting to do damage control for Ben, but not all of them, as the rumors continues to spread faster than it's fixed. Also, speaking of Issei, Ben finally understands on why Issei is called one of the perverted trio, as when he was when he went to the cafeteria and finished eating lunch pretty quickly, the food at Kuo is pretty good for a prep school after all. He decided to roam around the school campus and tries to get a feel of the place on his first day. Little did he know, as soon as he arrived around club buildings, where all the clubs go to, and when he heads to one of the changing rooms, he can see that his cousin, alongside two other people, one bald guy and a guy with glasses, basically trying to peep in the kendo club girls' room. Soon Ben realized this. He realized that his cousin is a big ass pervert and deserves the hate that he's given to the school. So he decided this after all. He activates the Omnitrix and goes to one of his aliens, as it being Nanomech. As sure, he could have used any of his other aliens, but Nanomech is a lot more smaller and has no, people can't see him, and most people would think that he's just an insect. So once he goes over to the three perverts, he soon uses his energy stingers and hits all three of them as they all whelp in pain. Soon hearing this, the kendo club heard the pain, as then Ben flies out of there before anyone notices him. Soon all three of them were about to leave. However, Ben wouldn't like that, as he goes close to them once again and stings them once more as they all fall to the ground, allowing the kendo club to catch up with them, as now they are preparing for their punishment as all three boys continue getting beaten by the kendo club in their shinays. However, as for Issei, even though he is a reincarnated devil and being hit by a wooden sword shouldn't hurt him, but his body still remembers all of the hits and bruises that he had before, so the phantom pains are still there. So even being a reincarnated devil, he still suffers. As for Ben, he soon transfers back to normal behind one of the trees. He couldn't help but laugh, saying, well, that was my good deed for today. I think I can handle myself. As Ben was about to head back, he soon sees the tennis club practicing, soon seeing that of a familiar face, as it being a certain person that he actually had feelings for, a certain person that he cared for deeply, as it being Julie Yamamoto, his ex-girlfriend, and the girlfriend that he, broke up with on that of not really good terms. I mean, sure, they did make up a little bit as friends, but they didn't really go off on a really good way, even as friends, with Ben wanting to speak to her, but realizing that probably it's not a good time to talk to her, as it is right now. As Ben puts his hands in his pocket and soon heads back to class, with Julie continually doing practice, she noticing Ben, with Sue wanting to say something but decided not to, is getting back into practice as well. Which now it's time for the remaining classes for Ben, which were just as annoying and as a pain as well. Ben's first day at Kuo finally comes to an end, thinking, oh God, what a pain. A serious pain. I'm glad that being a plumber, you actually put some of this stuff to, practice. Well, not entirely. Honestly, experience is the best teacher, if I have to say so. Ben continues going, as soon he realized, hey, where's Issei and Asya? Soon as Ben was going to head to that of the second years, as he remembers that his cousin, that both his cousin and his friend Asya who are in the same classroom, as he remembers that they were supposed to be in class 2B, with then sliding the door open, with then everybody noticing Ben, many of the girls, with then some snickering, some actually blushing, and some basically looking at him as that of death. With then one of the girls from the kendo club being Moriyama, as she's soon going up to Ben saying, "Can I help you?" Saying, "I'm here to see Issei and Asia by any chance?" With soon she's saying, "Can I ask why?" I know that you're the pervert's cousin. Yeah, we're just cousins. I barely know the guy, and no, I'm not a pervert. So you think we could drop that? I'm already aware of all the damn rumors about me. With then soon hearing the tone of voice in Ben's voice, Moriyama basically steps back for a bit. But soon Ben saying, "Sorry about that. I get annoyed at stuff like that. But still, can you explain?" Saying, "Oh, I'm guessing you're still new, senpai, so I guess so. Hayato, that bastard Hayato and Asia-chan are in the same club. They're in the occult research club, so that's where they'll be." Saying, "Huh, so they have clubs?" With then her friend Katase basically going up to Ben saying, "You didn't know?" Saying, "No, like I said, I just met them last night when they met me at the airport. So yeah, I don't know anything about them." With then hearing this, many of the girls in the, classroom began to let up at least a little bit. Even to some who were basically walking out also began to let up at least a little bit on Ben. Within Moriyama saying, I see. So, I guess, so you really aren't a pervert." Saying, "I hate perverts. 100%. I hate this. I'm not a big fan of them. So, yeah. Any rate, thanks for telling me. If they're going to be in clubs, I guess I'm going to leave school now. Hope you all take care, everyone." With then soon looking back at Moriyama and Katase saying, "Oh, and I saw what you girls did to Issei and his perverted friends. And I gotta say, nice work. You're doing a hero's job, to be fair." With Ben giving one of his, congratulatory smiles and a thumbs up to the girls. With soon, both Kendo Club girls began to blush at Ben's words and also they couldn't help but think that Ben's not all bad, especially hearing rumors about Americans being horny bastards, after all. As for Ben, he soon began to leave the school. As soon as he leaves the school grounds, he's soon out of the magic barrier. With then thinking, I wonder what I'm gonna do today. Actually, there was that Mr. Smoothies. I'll probably head out there tonight. Oh man, it's gonna be awesome. As Ben couldn't help but have that of a huge, dopey grin on his face about all of the smoothies that he's going to be able to drink at Mr. Smoothies. At Kuo Academy's old schoolhouse, being the occult research club room, Issei, Asia, and alongside of Rias' peerage members, being that of Akano, Kiba, and Konako, as they're all together now. With then soon Rias saying, "I'm glad to see that you all are doing okay. Issei, how are you feeling after your, beating against the Kendo Club?" With soon Issei saying, "It hurts a lot." With then soon Asia begins healing Issei even more with Twilight Healing, saying, "You should really stop that, Issei-kun. I mean, if you're feeling that, if you feel like you have to keep on looking at the Kendo Club girls, I could." With soon Issei basically stopping her, saying, No, you don't have to, Asia. Trust me, it's not what you think. I mean, I have my reasons on doing so." With then Konako saying, "Because you're a disgusting pervert, that's why." With then hearing this, Issei getting that a shot through the heart by Konoko's words, saying, "Why, Konoko-chan?" With then Kiba couldn't help but laugh, but in just a good fun. Even Akeno couldn't help but laugh too, as she enjoys seeing Issei in pain, but not in a bad way. With soon, Rias couldn't help but smile too at the antics of her peerage. With then saying, "Issei, I have to ask, was that your cousin that you were with this morning?" With then Issei saying, "Huh? Oh, yeah, that bastard pretty boy cousin of mine, Ben. He say he's Ben Tennyson, actually. So, and it also doesn't help that he's basically a rich mountain boy, pretty boy as well. So, with then Asuya saying, but Issei-kun, Ben-kun said that he wasn't rich, that that his car and his bike were basically made and given to him. His car by his best friend, and I think he said he made his bike with his own hands." With then Issei saying, "But that still doesn't." With then soon Akeno basically having that of a file on Ben. With then saying, Benjamin Kirby Tennyson. He's currently 17 years old. Here in Kuo, he's currently in class 3B, and he originally used to go to Bellwood High before, stopped attending the school. It doesn't say that he dropped out or not. I think it just says he just stopped going, that's all. He also likes sumo slammers, chili fries, and smoothies. And that's all we know about him. With then soon, Issei blinked his eyes saying, Akeno-senpai? How the hell do you know about my cousin like that? With then soon, Rias saying, during this morning, there are two members of the student council in his homeroom class. So they were able to write down everything that he liked during his introduction into the class. So, and we also have some of the reference from the student council as well. So you have nothing to worry. So that's how we know about him. With then soon Issei saying, well, I'll be down. With then soon Kiba saying, have any interest in Issei's cousin, President? With then Rias saying, not particularly, no. I don't sense any magic from him, and he doesn't have a sacred gear either. However, there's something about him that draws me to him in some way. With then Issei saying, is it because he's a pretty boy? Come on. Now he's even gotten you Butchow as well. With then soon Konoko going to Issei and then punching him in the gut. With soon, after that, she goes back to her seat and begins eating her candy once again. With then soon Kiba saying, I don't think that's the issue here, Issei-kun. With then saying, is it because that there's something drawing you to him? Like possibly he has a hidden power that's being suppressed by his human side by any chance? With then Rias saying, it could be possible. I'm not completely sure. However, I like to keep my eyes open about him and like to make sure that Issei's cousin is safe. If he's still just a human, then he's part of Issei's family. Then that means we have somebody to look after just as much as anyone else in this town. Within hearing this, Akeno saying, looking after your precious servants' family members, that's just kind of you, Rias. With then Rias couldn't help but smile, saying, I'm just doing my duties as that of a king, nothing more and nothing less. With then soon Issei saying, but if that damn pretty boy cousin of mine does get closer to you, Butchow, then I'll basically let him have it. With then soon Asuya was basically smiling with her eyes closed, saying, Issei-kun, I told you, didn't he say that he's not really pretty at all? With then Kiba saying, yeah, I see him as a normal guy, what makes him a pretty boy? With then Issei saying, "Oh, don't you talk, Mr. Pretty Boy, Prince Charming. You have no right to talk about who's normal when you have almost all the girls always pondering after you." Saying, "I'm just trying to make friends, that's all." With then Issei saying, "Friends my ass." With back with Ben, on the other hand, as time goes by, he soon heads to the Mr. Smoothies, with then getting that of three smoothies. And she's currently drinking that of a carrot and chocolate, smoothie. He also has that of coconut and lemon smoothie. He also has that of a orange and bagel smoothie as well. With soon Ben has that of a look of pleasure and satisfaction on his face, saying, "Oh yeah, that's the good stuff right there." Would soon continue drinking his smoothie, with then realizing that Mr. Smoothies isn't too far from walking distance, at least a bit of a 10-minute walk, but nothing too major and too out of this and too, drastic by any chance. With then Ben continues walking through the streets of Kuo, as he wears his his regular black jeans, green sneakers, green and black sneakers, and also wearing his iconic white sweatshirt jacket hoodie from Omniverse. With then thinking, I wonder, I haven't sensed anything supernatural except that time during the school when the Omnitrix kept glowing. Not only that, when I got home, with soon Ben reminding himself on when he got back home, he soon looked at his new Omnitrix, with saying, "Now why the hell were you glowing so much?" With then looking at it, as he soon activated, saying, "DNA scanning fully complete. You have obtained that of devil DNA." With soon Ben's eyes widening, saying, "Come again? Devil?" With then looking at the new transformation, as the look has a more human appearance. However, on the back it seems like that of demonic wings. As the figure is also quite muscular and has that of a handsome build as well, with that of spiky, with his hair looking quite spiky actually. Saying, "Well, shit, who would expect that?" With then soon Ben wanted to check it out, saying, Nah, shouldn't use it. At least not for now. I'll probably test it out when I need some training. Hopefully this town has a pretty good woods where nobody goes to, where I can work on my old and new aliens that I gain." With soon Ben having that of a grumbling stomach, saying, "Oh right, I didn't eat. The only thing I ate was lunch today, so I think I'll probably get something to eat. Oh, also, Mr. Smoothies, that's pretty good." With then Ben grabs his jacket and soon leaves his condo apartment. With that's where Ben finally goes through the town of Kuo, getting something to eat and also getting Mr. Smoothies. With then Ben getting out of his flashback, saying, "Hopefully I'll be able to get some information." But with the information that there are actually devils at Kuo, it makes things a lot more easier. I could probably tell Grandpa about this once I get back home. Also, I wonder every time when the scan happened. Okay, let's bring up the times when the scan happened. With Ben trying to remember all the times when the Omnitrix was in its process of scanning the DNA. It was during at the airport when I met Issei and Asya. It was also during the time I was also with them the entire time when they were driving. It was still scanning. Let's also bring up the fact that it was still scanning even when I was around the student council president and the vice president. It was even still continually scanning when I was right next to Miss Momo as well. So that means there are plenty of devils at Kuo. Wow. And it looks like my suspects is that of my dear old cousin, and his little friend that's currently living with him. I think I had to I had to write off Issei. No way in hell he's a devil. I mean, it'd be crazy if he was. Possibly it's that girl that's living with him. She could be manipulating my aunt and uncle and cousin right now. And, well, I mean, doubtful actually. As Ben realized that she seems way too pure and innocent to do something like that. However, he has dealt with people who were acting before and all pure and innocent too, and could come around being that of assholes and try to bite him in the ass. With literally, and I mean that literally. So she's a bit of on the maybe side. Then there's the student council president and Miss Momo. It seems like it's possible that the entirety of the student council might be devils. And if that's the case, then they're the ones who are in control of the entirety of Kuo. And they're possibly having that to feasting on the people's souls here in town. And possibly killing people off in blood sacrifices. With then saying, wait, no, Ben, don't judge the conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions. It's possibly that that's not the case. But if it is, with Soon looking at the Omnitrix while still drinking his smoothies, thinking, oh, hopefully that the plumbers are able to clear this thing up at least a little bit. Well, I mean, it's not the first time that supernatural things came out the bump and people are already aware about it and try to keep it a secret. With Soon, Ben sighing, as then he begins hearing screaming, and that of somebody screaming for help. With then hearing this, Ben drops his smoothies, with then realizing what he did, while still running, saying, oh, come on, I barely even got to drink all of them. But still, however, when a person screams for help and asking for it, he couldn't help but, as the hero he is, he can't just sit back and do nothing. With soon, he reaches the alleyway as he hears a bunch of snickering and a bunch of and with Soon looking in, he soon sees one of the girls from the kendo club as it being Moriyama, as with thinking, hey, isn't that chick from Issei's class and the girls from the kendo club? Moriyama, right? With soon one of the guys saying, this is gonna be quite fun. I mean, a little lady like you coming out in this time of day when you should be back home, possibly studying. Were you hoping that something like this is gonna happen? With then soon Moriyama tries to deny any of this happening as she's telling the truth, as she was just coming back from that of a lunch from a dinner study session with Katase, and unfortunately she took the long way around. With then soon one of the guys saying, please, dude, let's just get this over with. Sure, barely any cops are gonna come, but still, I want to get back to my place as soon as possible. Within one of them saying, what's the rush? Have you seen this girl's body? There's more to go around for all of us. With soon, Moriyama begins to cry in tears about what's going to happen to her. But soon, then saying, all right, enough of this. With soon opening the Omnitrix, with then scrolling down saying, don't want to kill him, and I don't want to cause us too much of a scene. So, how about we be more subtle? With then seeing the icon as being Kick and Hawk, as he soon slams down the Omnitrix. With soon, Ben's figure begins to shift and morph as feathers begin to grow out of Ben's skin. He grows taller. His feet begin to grow talons. With then a beak comes out of his mouth. With soon green straps begin to wrap around his body and a green mask comes over his face. With then, soon, Ben couldn't help but smile, as then he began swinging a couple of kicks, with soon running through the alleyway, as one of the guys were reaching for Moriyama's school uniform and trying to rip off her blouse. With then soon, Ben jumps in as he sends the guy flying with that of a drop kick. With soon, Moriyama has her eyes wide open, with then seeing something in front of her as it being Kick and Hawk. With then she goes to her knees saying, What just happened? What are you? As Ben couldn't help but chuckle, saying, No need to worry about what I am. All you need to know is I'm here to help because a hero is here. With then Sue, one of the guys saying, What the hell? Is that some kind of weird ass costume? With then the other guy saying, Hey, you could have killed him. What the hell is wrong? Saying, The hell is wrong with me? The hell is wrong with you guys? Basically about to sexually assault a girl? The hell is wrong with you guys? With then saying, and seriously, you're getting in the way of our good time here. Why don't you just get the fuck out of our way? With then the guy was about to punch him. However, soon Ben basically has that of a high kick, knocking the guy back before having that of a powerful straight kick to the guy's gut, knocking him into the wall. With then soon the other guy was rushing at him. However, Ben flips back with that and then doing that of a flip kick, with soon knocking the guy into the air before Ben jumps up and then kicking and then doing that of a spinning axe kick down on the guy's gut, with soon knocking the air out of him as blood begins to spew out of his mouth, saying, Ooh, damn. I know I'm a little bit out of practice using kicking Hawk, but still. As then the guy that Ben drop kicked basically wakes up as he's about to run out of the alleyway, saying, Oh, no you don't. With then saying, Goop is going to make sure that you don't go anywhere. With soon, Ben slams the Omnitrix on his chest. However, instead of transforming into Goop, he soon transforms into one of his new aliens, as it takes the form of somewhat of a mixture of a lizard and that of a caterpillar, as it has that of a black and green color screen with a bit of light, with that of a light blue as well, with that of massive green eyes, and that of 6 feet and 6 hands, with the Omnitrix on the chest. With then soon Ben saying, What a new alien? Is this one of the new aliens? Huh. Well, at least I know a reason. Well, if it's bringing out one of the new guns, then why not? What can you do? With then soon Ben tries to shoot things out of his hands or tries to run as fast as he can. However, he's soon saying, Oh boy, then try this. With soon spitting something out of his mouth. With then soon it almost looked like that of bubbles. However, the bubbles soon wrap around the guy that was trying to run away. With then those bubbles began to that of harden, as soon and almost like he's trapped in that of cement. With then Ben saying, Whoa, I didn't know it could do that. Huh. So, I can basically shoot liquid that's in the form of that of bubbles that turns that and it hardens on contact. Now that's interesting. For an alien, I have to say. Not as powerful, but could be quite useful for capture, if I had to say. With then the guy saying, Let me out of here! Let me out of here, you damn freak! Saying, Sorry, can't do that. With then looking at the girl, soon saying, You think you could call the cops here and tell them what happened? Well, except the part about me, that's all. Saying, Wait, what? Saying, sorry, can't explain anymore. Gotta fly. With soon, using one of his arms, he slams it down onto the Omnitrix. With soon, he flies, turning into Jet Ray as Ben flies up into the air and soon heads back to his apartment building. With then soon, Moriyama could up and say, what did I just see? And he's so cool. With then soon, Moriyama brings out her phone and begins to call the police. With then a couple minutes later, the police soon captured and detained the attempted rapist. With soon getting the guy that Ben put in that of the liquid cement and trying to get him out, but decided to just screw it and say that they're just going to throw him into the police car as he is right now. With then soon the guys feeling uncomfortable, both the guy in the cement and the guys in the car, with soon them heading to the police station as one of the cops began getting the testimony from Moriyama as she explains on what happened, that some guy came to save her and soon just threw something at the other guy to keep him from running away. With then soon the policewoman taking her testimony saying, that's good, thank you, sweetie. If you would like, we could drive you back to your home if you would like. What soon when I was saying, that'd be great. I think I'm quite shaken up if I'm going to be walking home. With then the policewoman taking her to one of the police cars, as then she hands her notes on Moriyama's testimony to one of the police officers, as he soon read it saying, seriously? Some guy saved her? As one of them saying, it's most likely she's not giving us the info on the person that saved her. She's basically giving up a rough draft. Saying, what kind of guy would not want them to talk? Possibly a fugitive or some guy that's acting like a vigilante by any chance? With then soon cops saying, I say more of a good Samaritan just trying to do the right thing, even though he's basically acting in his own interests. But even so, he did some good, and that's all we can ask for. A girl that wasn't raped in this town. Kuo is supposed to be one of the towns that screams suburban and a nice and quiet life. Not a place where crimes can basically go unpunished and do whatever the hell they think they want. Screw that. With then soon, sir, but then the other officer saying, guess you're right, sir. Anyway, if she doesn't want to give us the info on the person that saved her, that's fine. Knowing guys like this, they'll get back. They'll do what they do best. They'll stick their noses into things, and they'll try and save as many people as they can. That's just the kind of heroes are. The kind of people what hero complexes are. With then one of them saying, so, sir, what do you want us to do now? Saying, go back to the station, make sure, as long as I get those 3 processed, and I need to go, and I'm going to bed. It's going to be a long night for me. With then soon, all the officers began to leave the area. As for Ben, he couldn't help but feel somewhat, happy about what he did today, as it almost felt like the good old days, like the day when he first got the Omnitrix when he was 10 years old during his summer, saving people's lives, protecting people. Sure, he was an arrogant, self-centered little brat back in the day, and a bit annoying too, but at least back then, he had his grandpa and his cousin Gwen by his side to try and humble him out. Not only that, at least back then, he still had his secret identity. Back then, the world didn't even know that he was a hero, that he existed, that the people just believed that aliens just did what they did to help out others and protect them. Simple as that. But now hearing Kuo, he just did what he used to do. Save lives with no reward whatsoever. No paparazzi, no reporters, no nothing. Just like the good old days. with then Ben could say, you know, sure, I'm doing my job for the plumbers, but I can't really relive the good old days, can I? But soon looking at the new Omnitrix, Kelp would say, and there are plenty new aliens as well in this thing as well. And if that's the case, then I wonder what's to be up store for me. With then Ben couldn't help but get excited. The next day back at Kuo, everybody began to talking on what happened last night about during on the news. And as Ben drove to Kuo once again, however, this time Asya and Issei didn't come by, which Ben was okay with that, as right now he's suspicious about Asya right now, so it's best not to, well, see her right now. As for everyone's conversations, instead they're not talking about him anymore, but they're talking about what happened last night, about a bunch of criminals being taken out by a mysterious individual or civilian. With then soon Ben was about to head to his classroom, with soon seeing Moriyama and Katsuse and a couple other members from the Kendo Club and possibly from Issei's homeroom class as well. With her saying, I'm telling you the truth. The person that saved me was a man that transformed into monsters. With soon Katsuse saying, look, Moriyama, I'm glad that you're safe and all, but do you really have to lie about who saved you? Saying, I'm not lying. I saw it. First, he was some kind of chicken man. Then he turned into some lizard-looking caterpillar that sent out a soapy-like liquid that hardened at the other guy. And then soon he just transformed into some kind of flying creature and just flew off in the night. And that's when I called the police. I'm telling you girls the truth. With Ben hearing all of this saying, holy crap, I told her not to tell the police about this. Should have told her not to tell about her friends about this either, but whatever. I'm doing a good thing, so no problem with that. With soon, as Ben continues walking, with soon one of the Kendo Club girls saying, I don't know, Moriyama-san. I think you're just, you're kind of being a little bit delusional. You sure you're not just in shock and that you imagine everything? With then Moriyama saying, I'm telling you the truth, girls. You have to believe me. I'm telling you that this guy that just transformed into a bunch of monsters just saved me. Oh, really? Could you explain, Moriyama-san? With then all the girls turning around as they see it's Rias and Akano standing side by side. With then Moriyama saying, oh, Rias-sama and Akano-sama. Oh, of course. It was, with soon Katsuse saying, Moriyama says that she was, saved by a monster that was able to transform and when she was attacked. I'm pretty sure you heard on what happened last night, did you? With soon Ria's eyes widening, saying, actually, I know. I don't know. Are you sure you're okay, Moriyama-chan? With soon Moriyama blushing, saying, yes, ma'am, I'm okay. You have nothing to worry. I'm totally fine, especially thanks to my savior, whoever he is. With then Rias saying, I see. That's good. Well then, thank you for telling me this. With soon Rias and Akano widen, with soon Akano saying, please be safe, Moriyama, and the rest of you girls too. Who knows what's going to happen out there? With soon all of them saying, yes, ma'am. With then soon Akano catches up with Rias saying, so, do you believe it was a stray devil who saved them? With soon Rias saying, unlikely. A stray devil would have killed her. That as soon as they killed the others. And seeing as they're speaking about this like those three men are alive, it's most likely somebody else saved them. Possibly an individual of the supernatural. With then Akino saying, should we tell Sona about this? Saying, no. let's keep this a secret from her for the time being, at least for now. After our investigation, we will get her involved in this. Let's just hope that whatever is happening, it isn't a threat to this town. With Ben, classes begin once again for the guy. However, he has a lot more pep in his step because he's a lot more excited on what's going to happen as the day comes to an end. Ben was about to leave with then Momo saying, Ben Kun, can I talk? With soon Ben looking at Momo saying, huh? Oh, sure. Momo, what is it? With soon she begins blushing saying, could you meet me with the student council room actually? And then afterwards I'll tell you what I mean. Saying, oh, I'm guessing I guess I gotta do something for the school. Saying, it's important, actually. Would you? Saying, yeah, I get it. With then the two leaving the classroom, as then Ben and Momo arrive at the student council, with then Ben seeing all the other members of the student council, being Riai, Tomoe, and also Tsubasa, and Ryuka as well. However, there seems like to be a male student in the student council room as student council member as well, as he being that of a somewhat decent looking guy with that of shaggy blonde hair that covers his eyes a little bit, as this being Jinchiro Saji, Sona's newest pawn, but Ben doesn't know about that just yet. Within Ben saying, yo, Prez, what's up? Sona was taken back by, Ben's casuality with her, with even Tsubaki feeling somewhat, annoyed at Ben being too casual with her. However, the rest of the other members of the student council, Tomoe, Tsubaki, and also Riai, couldn't help but giggle. Even Ryuka as well. However, Saji getting somewhat annoyed at Ben's attitude, with Momo actually caught off guard and surprised, with then Sona saying, Mr. Tennyson-san, it's good to see you. I actually have some questions for you, and I want to know what you plan on for clubs. With then Ben saying, wait, clubs? Why are you bringing that up? With then soon Sona began explaining that since, Kuo Academy is a prestigious school, having a club, being part of a club or a team is a good way to show on application and everything. However, depending on that club, it can make or break a person's life once they graduate from Kuo, but either from the high school or college level division. Which means they switched it that clubs are mandatory if a person wishes to graduate from Kuo. With then hearing this, soon Ben saying, whoa, what the fuck? You can't be serious. Why didn't you tell me about this yesterday when I came here on my first day? With then soon Saji saying, hey, don't talk to president like that. With saying, dude, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the student council president. So you think you can go back to your work and shut the hell up? With then soon Saji was completely caught off guard by Ben's words and basically his bluntness towards the recently newest pawn of Sona's peerage. With then soon looking back at Sona saying, why didn't you tell me this, Miss President? With then soon Sona saying, sorry, I was going through quite a bit, especially with your transfer already was added to the school, out of the blue, to be honest. So to be fair, I honestly forgot. My apologies. Saying, makes sense. Everybody has their limits. I mean, we're only human, to be fair. With then soon Sona and Tsubaki couldn't help but look at each other nervously, with soon Sona saying, exactly. With then Sona saying, so, which club do you plan on taking? Here are the club application forms that you need to give to them. Get to the club's, well, president or captain, if you plan on taking any sports clubs. If you most likely might be taking a sports club. After all, you were part of the soccer team for 2 years back at Bellwood. Isn't that correct? With Sood, Ben looking at her saying, wow, that's pretty creepy, to be honest. I mean, I would understand if a teacher knows this, but a student council president who's basically the same age as me, well, close to the same age as me, yeah, that's pretty creepy. With then soon hearing this, well, Saji saying, okay, what the hell, asshole? Saying, can I help you? With then Saji actually, well, taken back saying, what? Yeah, you can help me. You can start by being more respectful towards Madam President, by starters, you foreigner bastard. And then you can, with then soon Momo glaring at Saji saying, Saji-kun, could you please stay quiet for a bit? Madam President is talking. With then Sue as the prom and proper lady of Sona's peerage. Momo was actually quite stern and giving off that of a bloodlust anger towards Saji and only Saji. With, however, Ben being pretty close to her, he could actually feel it saying, well, goddamn, whatever the hell she is, she's something else. I can feel that pressure coming from here, from just right beside her, even if it's not towards me. With then Saji saying, yes, ma'am, I promise. With soon going back to his seat. With then soon Momo looking at Ben as she begins blushing and turning away once again. With then Sona saying, my apologies for him, Miss Tennyson-kun. With saying, it's alright. I deal with guys like him on a daily basis back at home. So you got nothing to worry about. Anyway, again, about me saying that it's kind of creepy, I was mostly joking. So you got nothing to worry about there. With it saying, I figured. So, with it saying, I was a big fan of the soccer team and playing soccer back in the day. So yeah, it is an option. But there are other clubs too, and I don't want to be too overwhelmed after all, because I do plan on trying to get a part-time job. With then hearing this, soon Ben looks up with saying, did I say something wrong? With soon Tsubaki actually commenting saying, actually, Tennyson-kun, it's about students here at Kuo are not allowed to have part-time jobs without permission from the faculty or permission from parents as well. With saying, are you serious? Saying, it's basically mandatory. We want each and every student to focus on their, their school duties and nothing more and nothing less. If they have a part-time job, it interrupts them of their studying and education. That's why. With then soon Ben could up and say, okay, then you can contact my parents and tell them that I plan on having a part-time job so I can stabilize myself. I mean, I don't really get much of allowance, so they'll be cool about it, especially my grandpa. With soon hearing this, soon Sona saying, I see. I'll make sure to tell the teachers about this so they can contact your parents. Thank you for telling us this. With then Ben saying, no mention it. Once again for a club, I'll think about it. So I'll get you guys later. With then Ben was walking out as Momo soon followed after him. With soon as they soon leave, with soon Tomoe saying, for an American, I thought he would be a lot more, blonde and have more blue eyes. With soon Ryukai can up and say, Tomoe senpai, that's stereotyping. Not all Americans look like that. Besides, he looks quite handsome. With then looking at Saji, with saying a little bit, not entirely though. With soon Tsubasa can open say, I don't know. He reminds me more of Hayato, if I'm going to be completely honest. He did look with then soon Tsubaki saying, I didn't notice that as well. I mean, they are cousins, but they say that they're distant relatives, not entirely related. But that's beside the point. Madam, my king, do you feel anything from him? Soon Sona saying, no, not entirely. But knowing from what happened last night, I am 100% sure he was the one. He was the one who stopped Moriyama-san's attempted assault last night. With then soon Saji saying, so that means he's part of the supernatural, right? The president? So that means we gotta take him down. With soon Sona giving that of a stern glare at Saji. With Saji calming down, with saying, not just yet. I want Momo to keep an eye on him for now. Until then, we won't move. And as for Rias, I'm most likely aware that she's going to have her own investigation as well. But little does she knows, I have at least I'm 5 steps ahead of her as we speak. Speak with Ben and Momo, as Momo is basically, basically shoving around in the hallway a little bit, right in front of Ben, as her face is completely and utterly, red. Wait, soon, Ben saying, what is it, Momo? I really need to get home and start working on schoolwork so I can relax later on. Saying, Ben-kun, are you free on the weekend? With saying, huh? Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll definitely be free. Why do you ask? With soon, she's saying, will you go out with me, please? With then, soon, Ben saying, holy shit, just right off the bat? No one doesn't even know me, and yet she already wants to go on a date with me? With soon, Ben basically putting his arms out, saying, hold up. Before I ask, can you explain why you want to go on a date with me? With then Momo saying, I seen you in America, actually. With soon, Ben's eyes widening, saying, you what? With then saying, I've seen your videos. I see you transform into those creatures and save people. But it's basically a reality show, right? An internet show. Is that correct? You're basically a superstar in America, and you decided to come to Japan to, get away from that and just have a normal life? With then hearing this, Ben couldn't help but think internally, so she's basically a fan of me, but she doesn't know that I'm basically turning into aliens and fighting against actual aliens, supervillains, and crazy alien-hating bastards? Huh. Well, this could actually work. I mean, I could tell she's still a fan, but she's not one of those crazy fans who are willing to even break into my house to get with me. With then soon saying, yeah, I don't mind, going on a date with you on Saturday, Sunday, actually. We still have school. With soon Ben saying, this is hell. With then Momo saying, I beg pardon? We don't get a day off on Saturdays? This is absolutely hell. How do you live like this? As he clings onto Momo's arms, with then Momo's face began going completely and utterly red, having her crush basically holding on to her. With then Momo saying, it's just how things are. It's always how they've always been. With then saying, oh no, why? And I was actually hoping for a day off on a Saturday. ah, with then saying, but we still have it days off on Sundays. It's always how it's been. With then saying, I guess I'd have to do. Damn it. Why didn't anybody tell me about the people still go that we still have to go to schools on Saturday? What a pain. With Soon, Momo couldn't help but think that Ben's, crisis right now is somewhat adorable in a way. With her couldn't help but giggling. With then Momo saying, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. It just seems a little bit adorable of your freak out. I guess not a lot of Americans know about people in Japan still go to school on Saturdays. Saying I would have if I knew that, I probably wouldn't agreed even more for my parents and grandpa. But guess it can't be helped. With then soon Ben saying, okay, I guess I'll see you on Sunday. 11:30 works for you? With then soon Momo saying, it does. And I look forward to it. Saying, good. Well then, I'll see you around. And I gotta get going. As Ben soon leaves the school. With then Momo couldn't help but be happy about she's going on a date with Ben. Even though the date is more of a way for her to be close, for her to, keep an eye on Ben from the orders of her king. But to her, it's still a win-win for her being around her crush. As for Ben, as soon as nightfall sets, he soon goes out into town and takes on as many criminals and ends as many crimes as he can as Ben 10 once again, as he stops that of a attempted Grand Theft Auto by turning into that of Spider Monkey. Also later on that night, he even stops that of a attempted robbery of a convenience store in the town as well. Not as Spider Monkey, but as Buzzshock. With then and last but not least, once again, he even stops that of a bank robbery that was happening in town as well, as Diamond Head, which, to be honest, it was an amazing night that day, which confirmed Ben's once, as he's going to be the hero that saves his town, either be day or night, no matter what. He'll protect everybody in Kuo. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, how did you guys like this chapter? Like I said in the last chapter, that this was going to be more action-packed, which I hope you guys like it. Also, now that Ben is going back into heroing, but in secrecy, he's now getting the attention of Rias and also Sona. However, thanks to Momo having a huge crush on Ben, she's more aware that Ben might be this mysterious transforming vigilante. But who knows? Maybe things will work out and things won't turn too violent. Yeah, right. This is high school DxD, and these are teenage girls that don't think things too straight when danger happens. So yeah, not gonna happen. Any rate, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. Also subscribe and hit that bell notification to keep up to date on my video. Keep up to date on this channel when I upload. Also, check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, and Patreon. All link in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys. Hope you all take care.